Alright, y'all, some updates and things like that. Take a few minutes here today. Appreciate everybody staying with me and watching my videos and everything like that. I know I hadn't been making very many lately, but that's mainly because I've been busy doing the things that we need to do to be more prepared and have the homestead up and going to the next level to get ready for what's coming. Hopefully you're doing that too. And like I said, it's been really busy here. We're working on moving into the next level to try to be more self-sustainable. Granted, what we're going into is not going to be off-grid per se, but anyway, like I talked about before, we're raising a bunch of corn. We've pretty much got to go ahead on that for this coming year. I was able to find an old PTO driven hammer mill, which I put a picture on here not too long ago. I got it going. One of the pulleys were bent and it's still bent a little bit, but I've got it bent back enough that it's not throwing the belt off. I still need to do some cleanup on it. I really want to paint it because it's got, really bad rust and everything like that. But anyway, so we're planning on raising that corn this year, probably about 5 acres or so. My father-in-law said it's fine to use those fields, so I got to get them plowed up and prepared, the plowing, the disking, all that type of stuff. We do have the grinder now to make our feed with, and I don't have a corn planter per se. So unless I'm able to get one between now and planting season, we'll probably just be making the rows and planting it by hand. I don't have a corn picker or anything like that either, so we'll be doing the picking by hand. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be worth it. As you can see, a lot of the country, even my area, is in a drought this year. We've had a lot of high temperatures, higher than normal. I've seen places like Canada, and Survival Lily was talking about, where's she at? Austria, I think. Austria or Australia. But they're having really freak heat waves and droughts there too. So having droughts everywhere. I remember a few months ago that California's drought was so bad that a bunch of farmers wasn't even planting anything because it was no need. So that tells me that it's definitely going to be food shortages coming this year, and it's especially grain shortages, I believe. Like I said, a lot of corn and things like that come from California, and even the places I've seen corn in my area, I mean, it's probably about 4 foot tall, and that's it. It just didn't do anything. So that's going to be a feed shortage, I believe, because a lot of animal feeds are made with corn and different other grains and all in it too. But that does tell me that it's something to look out for. And we're planning on planting this corn this year. Where we're planting it is not really a way to irrigate it, I don't believe. So hopefully we'll get the right amount of rain and everything. But I mean, hey, whatever we get will be that much to help out. On an unrelated note, I got this cup, not sure how to pronounce it, Contigo or something, but anyway, I think it's pretty cool because it's pretty much spill proof. You got to press this button to be able to drink from it, so you can turn it completely upside down and not spill it. So that's very helpful with kids and homesteading and throwing it around, and I can take that and throw it in my cargo pocket and all that stuff. But anyway, we're wanting to get all these things in place to be more self-reliant. The feed store is definitely a big investment of our money. What I added up the other day, we go through about 400 pounds of the feed that we give the hogs and the chickens. We usually give the cows and the goats something different, but we usually go through about 400 pounds a week just for them. So it's like 20,800 pounds of feed a year just for those, which they're about $20 for 100 pounds. A lot of times it's a little bit higher, like $20, 25 cents or something like that, but I just estimated it as 20, and it's like $4,200 a year cost to feed those animals. So we want to produce as much of it as our own to, combat the cost and everything like that. Everybody's saying that shutdowns are coming, which I do believe that as well. Also, another reason we want to raise as much of our own feed and all as we can, because with shutdowns comes supply shortages, comes not being able to go to the store to get the stuff and everything like that. So we have to be able to feed the animals and be able to preserve ourselves that way. A lot of homesteads, and a lot of them that are homesteading on YouTube, are still buying all of their feed from the feed store. So I mean, I get it, that's what I'm doing too, but we're trying to get away from that and be able to be more self-reliant. Just like I said, with shortages and droughts everywhere and lockdowns, not being able to get it, you have to be able to feed the animals, or you're not going to be able to keep having them. So we got that going on, and just a lot of normal stuff. We've been canning a lot out of the garden, and I think it was like 90 some quarts of string beans that we put up. I forgot how many different. The tomatoes are hard to keep up for me because she's doing so many different things with them. We got some canned tomatoes, then we got some like sauces, like spaghetti sauce and different things like that, and also going to be making salsa out of them and all kind of different things like that. So she made a lot of pickles too. I don't remember how many pints of those we did, but it's been crazy. It's been wide open, which you kind of get used to it. So when you got some kind of spare time, you're looking for something to do to keep the wheels turning. One of our group has been having a hard time with vehicle troubles. He's got a 2500 Dodge Ram, or I guess it's just Ram. It's a 2012, but it's been had a lot of trouble with that. Been in and out of shops. End up the cam is bad in it, so they were trying to find somewhere to trade it to get a different vehicle, because they give a lot of problems, apparently, what everybody says, with the 5.4, 5.7, whatever it is, Hemi. But anyway, it hadn't been able to do that, so we just hauled it yesterday again up to a different place, and they're going to try to fix it. It's a Dodge dealership, so they're going to put a cam in it, and fingers crossed that'll get them back on the road. But he does a lot of like livestock hauling and things like that with a gooseneck trailer, and since they've been down, they hadn't been able to be able to do their hauls and everything like that. I ended up putting a gooseneck plate in my truck to be able to help them out a little bit. We haven't hauled anything yet, but I did help them go get the trailer from where it was sitting at and bring it back home, and we were planning on going tomorrow to haul some sheep for somebody, but then they're going to be doing it the next Friday because didn't work out. Her husband's out of town or something like that. But anyway, it really works out better for me anyway, because tomorrow I've got to play at a funeral for a guy that I used to go to church with and everything that He ended up passing away. He had a brain tumor and got down really sick and everything and didn't make it. But they said he always enjoyed my playing, so they wanted me to play at the funeral. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Anyway, that's about all I can think of offhand. I've been doing a little filming here and there of different things, but I hadn't had time to sit down and put them all together and make a video out of it. But hopefully I'll have some things coming soon and everything like that. I do encourage you to get out there and be doing what you need to do to be prepared and to get your things in order. That's what I've been doing. That's what's been taking a lot of my time. And the family as a whole, honestly, that's one thing about homesteading and farming over prepping. It's definitely a whole family affair. Everybody's got to pull together on it. It's really difficult to homestead to just one person, where sometimes prepping, it's only one person that's into it and the spouse could care less. So like I said, moving into homesteading, it's definitely got to be a whole family effort. You know, the spouse, the kids, the whole 9 yards. And doing it when the kids are young is ideal. In my opinion, my advice, if you're planning on doing that and you got small kids, it's better to go ahead and start doing it now and instilling that in them than wait until they're teenagers and then try to do it, and they're going to be so lazy that they don't want to tie their own shoes, much less go out and feed the chickens or whatever needs to be done homesteading way. So there you go. Hopefully you got something out of that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Maybe you got some advice to apply to yourself. Like I said, I believe there's going to be shortages coming. I definitely see lockdowns on the horizon, and I think one of the biggest things of shortage we're going to see is going to be corn and grain type stuff. So I would advise you to stock up on that as much as possible. And also, if you do have animals like chickens or whatever, you start stocking up on feed as much as possible. As long as you keep it in a dry place and keep the rats out of it, it'll last a really long time. So there you go. Maybe that'll encourage you, give you some ideas, and maybe you can move into making some of your own feed. You can get some smaller grinders, some electric ones and stuff I've seen from like Tractor Supply. There's some videos on YouTube and stuff where you can, you know, make your feed on a small scale, but we really want to move into the larger scale of things. We're pretty serious about the homesteading and farming aspect, so there you go. Stay prayed up, prepped up, and strapped up. See ya.